Good evening. My name is Bright Ops, and if she would care to introduce herself?
Hello, I'm Lovums. I'm an artist on the internet and an aspiring accountant, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. And I invited her to come and watch me, well, come and discuss stuff with me while we played Renowned Explorers, since she seems to be a fan of the game. So let's get started, shall we? No. If I recall, we had just finished the prologue, and we were now just in the seconds, basically the stage between expeditions. Um, you mind if I give just a quick explanation of what you do in this thing, or?
I don't mind.
Okay. Well, the first thing you've got the resources up here. You've got the gold you earned in the expedition, the status that you earned as well, research, and insight. Now, research is spent here. You can effectively invest research into into the various trees here, and that gives you certain benefits. So, for example, I prefer to unlock observations myself because it it's a field that allows you to enhance your research faster and also gives you some pretty good perks and abilities going forward. So just by starting this, we can literally pick a scientific perk. And let's be honest, just having a quick look at the people we've got, there's really only one science that we're going to invest ourselves in. That's Emily's. So we're gonna make her a bit more of a stronger naturalist. In this case, so Wovens, any particular field of natural science we should invest in?
Um, Magnets.
See,
Uh,
electromagnetics.
yes.
Okay. And we can also do. And you'll get things such as. Say, if we pick this one, which we are, you'll gain. If we go into a naturalist, an engineer, or an archaeologist event and succeed, we'll gain an extra point of study, which gives us extra research. We can also just go into this, which just improves the amount of supplies we've got. So that means we're just out in the field longer and we get more stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember in the last video you ran out of supplies towards the end, and that
Hmm.
made almost for a dicey situation.
Indeed, it can be rather nasty running out of supplies. Granted, sometimes it's worth taking the push, but sometimes not. It varies. Alright, next thing. Insight. At the moment, there are three things we can do right now. We can either we can go around London lecturing people for money. We can go to Paris campaigning, which gives us status, or we can go to the Berlin University for research purposes. And these points cost us insight, which you earn, during the actual expeditions and all that. It's kind of just it's kind of just like a cheap way of getting some additional resources to spend on these areas. In this case, we're just going to get a bit of research because, well, having additional research is always nice. And we'll also grab some extra cash because items are good. And while we're at it, because we went here and bought this thing, we actually gain some additional insight. So more cash, yay! Money is good. Well, money and research is good. And last little, well, we can go to the item shop as well. Here's the thing. When you do expeditions, when you finish an expedition, you have the option afterwards, if you're successful, of introducing yourself to a new country. And when you introduce yourself like that, you gain, like, different stores or different areas like these that you can spend insight in. And the different stores and areas have different resources available. So there is some benefits to it. But at the moment...
So which country do you have access to right now?
At the moment, we've got the Red Square Market, which we can upgrade, which is the basic starting one. It's kind of a market that kind of has a little bit of everything. Like you can get some fairly decent stuff, but a quick upgrade. So, for example, we're gonna get our Scout Molly here a good pair of boots, which will give her a bit more grit, a bit more armor, and a bit more speech defense. Which is an improvement over the leather vest they start with, because it only provides 1 armor. We can also give Amelia some better speech defense, because, let's face it, she's more the talking person. And Charles... well, we can't get him the good armor, but we can get him some decent armor, which is still an improvement. And while we're at it, we'll also give Amelia an item that will give her a bit more... make her better at talking to people. Because that's useful sometimes.
Oh goodness, it is. I would love to be better at talking to people.
It's why I started this YouTube channel. Well, we actually have just enough money left over from selling the old stuff that we can actually get a decent upgrades to like actual physical equipments to either Molly or Charles. Which do you prefer, our Australian Scout or the English Butler?
I'm gonna say Molly.
Alright. Molly gets some decent gloves then. Alright, so that's all our gold spent for now. And the last things we can get is the Entourage. You start off with 2 of them. You start off with Stockholm and Madrid. But effectively, what the Entourage is, it's divided between 2 things. You have your helpers, who such as, say, the student here, which means that for every student you have, each study token you're given will be worth 0 to +1 additional research. Which doesn't seem like much, but if you get a fair number of them, it adds up over time. Likewise, you can have merchants who give more gold for each collect token you get, lobbyists for campaign tokens, that sort of stuff. We also have the option of specialists, who cost a fair bit more status, but in return gives not only a major addition to a particular field, but also gives a perk. So, let's see. See, which would be better? I'll ask for your opinion on this one, because there's no wrong answer here, but do you prefer gold status or research?
I usually have a preference towards research, and it looked like at a glance you could afford either like 1 specialist or a few helpers, so...
Indeed. Yeah, the thing about specialists is There are 4 levels of specialist that is in the thing. You have to actually spend resource to upgrade into higher tiers. But you can only pick one specialist from a particular tier. So if we pick the Hermit Scientist Heinrich here, which we are, we can't pick these two. But yes, Heinrich, I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Good.
Silberschlag?
Silberschlag?
Silberschlag? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know any German.
Yeah, my German's not great. The renowned German scientist who always works alone in his attic wants to teach one of you basically a naturalist perk. Who will learn this perk? Amelia, obviously. She is our science nerd. That's basically why we bring her along. Let's see, since we already know about biology, she's going to learn about classical physics. Which, admittedly, doesn't seem like much, but it can come up. Like, during certain challenges, you'll have bonuses depending on if you have, say, understanding of a certain field.
Would there be something like with a catapult, or...
Yeah. I'm not sure whether... Yeah, I'm not sure whether that would either be engineering or tactician. I think I'm leaning more towards engineering. But yes, since we've spent all of our resources, we are going to choose our first expedition. Well, our first proper one, because we've still got, like, the Saxon Graves Island here, we've already been there, we can't go back. But we have 3 options. We can go to a Hungarian fort, which is difficult level of 2. Lady Veduva, the treasurer of the renowned explorers, has notified you of a forgotten fort. It used to be a secret alchemy lab in the Middle Ages. There must be something amazing to discover around these forgotten places. Being devious might help. Expect tactician, archaeologist, quick thinker, and diplomatic challenges, as well as plenty of status. So coming here, a more devious party what might have better luck here. But let's see, we also have Molly. Molly Mystery. You are up for a unique chance to explore the inland in search of a mysterious witch doctor. These areas are full of good-spirited villages and devious hyenas, and a friendly approach might help. Expect plenty of rogue, athletic, and beguiler challenges. You might find a lot of gold. And last, we have a Caribbean island. The once fierce Dutch pirate Roche? I think that's how you pronounce it. Roche disappeared many years ago after burying his pirate treasure. Monkeys and smugglers will oppose you, and an aggressive approach might make it easier. Expect nature challenge and technique challenge in abundance. There is a lot of study for research. Well, since we're actually the kind of party that we could send them to any one of the 3, depending on the actual attitude, and we could probably adjust. But I will admit we are currently aggressive.
And it looks like we kind of invested in research.
A little bit, yeah. So we're going to the Caribbean, where it is sunny. Finally, you start your search for Rouche's treasure. The treasure, once stolen from the Spanish silver fleet, should be somewhere on this pristine and beautiful island. Amelia looks at the map you've gone from Pinkerton to find out where. A place near a waterfall. So over there. The crew sets foot on the beautiful island and looks around. Just when Molly finds some man-made debris and realizes this island is not as uninhabited as you first thought, you've got company. Smugglers, they come rushing towards you. Our secret island...
Could I voice them?
Yeah, go nuts. Go nuts.
Our secret islands have been discovered. We've got to silence them, mates.
It seems they will leave you no choice. We stand our ground! Let's see, and from our three options, it seems that being aggressive is the one that gives us the most reward. So yay, we're stabbing people. Woo! Or in the case of Amelia, smacking them in the face with a shovel.
That's always a good option.
Indeed, one should never underestimate it. As well as the unleashing of fisticuffs. Okay, and that's one down. 2 to go. She just shot the butler. I cannot help but feel like that defies all murder. That defies all murder mystery, like, stereotypes.
Well, we aren't really in a murder mystery here. It's
I
just a
know, but
bloodbath.
I know, but still.
Wait, do you go through a lot of murder mysteries?
No, not
Okay,
recently. I used to. I
I
used to
wanted
be a
to
very
double
cute.
check.
Oh, sorry, you were saying?
I wanted to double check because I've not.
Like, I'll admit, I used to be a huge fan of Cluedo. The actual Cluedo book series.
Yeah.
They actually have one. Yes, we've dominated the opponents. With the smugglers out of the way, your crew has enough time to hide the boat and to start exploring the island. Sadly, it seems that this island is a smuggler's hideout. Better be careful. Ready to go, Amelia leads the crew into adventure. Okie-dokie. Start off going this way. Let's see, while traveling through a local settlement, Amelia spots a small hut where both supplies and items are being sold. Well, we don't really want to spend resolve for supplies just yet, because... well, we don't really need it. There are other options, but let's look at the equipment. And we cannot actually buy it because we don't have enough gold. Oh well. Might as well leave that one alone. For now. Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, you. A ruined Spanish fort lies in front of an almost impassable jungle. Naturally, you need to go to the other side. Amelia ponders the options. Let's see, someone can investigate the fort for a passage, or someone can find a way through the jungle. Or we can just walk around at the cost of supplies. Let's have a quick look to see what results we'd get from actually looking at the fort. Apparently really well. Amelia leads the investigation, so... Amelia analyzes the fort and states that this kind of structure often has hidden supply passages. Amelia was right. Hidden in the basement is a shortcut that goes right beneath the jungle. The crew also learns about the fort's fascinating history. So we just gained ourselves a fair bit of tokens there. Yay. And we'll go up a little bit too, because there's stuff here as well. The crew finds the perfect material to improve some gear for this expedition. You could also just study the materials for later. Let's see. If we study them, we just get a study token. If we risk actually doing the thing, we can get potentially 4 study tokens, and if we fail, we get nothing.
I would take that risk.
Yeah. Yeah, 16. What was it, a 69? Pretty good odds.
A 63.
63, still good odds. Success! With some ingenuity, Amelia creates a gear improvement that will improve attack and armor, but only for this expedition. Lastly, before you continue exploring, Amelia needs to choose who will use the improvement. Let's see, this would boost attack and armor, so let's give it to Charles. I feel like he can't... I mean, let's face it, Molly got the better equipment, we might as well give him the buff. Let's say... Just debating where we want to go next. Yeah. Actually, yeah, here seems like a good one. We'll go this way. You spot a nearby camp where smugglers are busy moving around crates. The cargo seems valuable. You really want to know what's in those crates, but you can't possibly take on all those smugglers. If you could just infiltrate them. We could leave and continue exploring, or we could send Molly in, because she's a rogue, and can actually pass as a smuggler. To no one's surprise, really, Molly makes an excellent smuggler. Sadly, the crates were just full of half-filled bottles of rum, and not that interesting. Molly did, however, get the opportunity to share a drink with these merry smugglers. Okay, so do we want to get some campaign tokens, or go for science?
Boasting is always fun. I guess it depends on what you want Molly's personality to be like.
You know what? Boasting is good. It doesn't really matter. We'll go with boasting. She can... I think she's pretending to be a smuggler. She might as well. Alright, going down a bit south. In such distant places, you are bound to make some discoveries about the nature of things. While exploring, Amelia often asks someone to keep their eyes open for such discoveries. Well, guess who we're gonna pick for this? A discovery. Amelia manages to find a new type of beetle. While Amelia is happy with the find, Charles is slightly disgusted. It's always fun with just actually, because the way you set up your parties, because your characters, their skills can integrate with they sort of integrate with each other as much as anyone else. So it's always nice just to try different people just to see how they react. Oh, and Amelia's leveled up. Nice. So let's see. We can pick Adventure Enthusiast. +1 campaign token whenever Amelia succeeds on an adventure wheel, or academic, which means if we send her to study in that, using that insight thing for gathering research in Berlin, she gains an additional token for that. You know what? She's a nerd. She'll study. She also gains an additional trinket slot and amnesia shot. Nice. We'll explore what that is in a bit. Let's see. The Cave of Torrents. Your expedition takes you to a magnificent view. A waterfall into a deep cave in the middle of the jungle. You wonder what inconceivable things you might encounter down in that cave, but it looks very risky. Of course, we're adventurers, let's take a closer look. It is decided the crew will explore the cave. Someone must stay behind to secure the ropes with which the others can rappel into the cave. A strong, athletic crew member might be the best suited for this task.
Oh goodness, no one here looks really strong at all.
Well, except Molly, but she's like 50-50.
Yeah.
However, we do have an advantage because Amelia is our captain of the expedition. She starts off when she starts off with a tool. She brings tools with her, which allows us to increase our odds by 25%.
Oh.
And if we fail, oh wait. I believe if we fail, we don't actually waste the tool thing, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, Molly, secure the rope.
Yeah, this changes everything.
Securing the rope was not an easy task, but Molly's strength proves to be up to the challenge. The other crew members slide down the rope into the dark cave. The next hurdle appears. The rope is not long enough to get to the bottom of the cave. The cave becomes more rugged, and you need to find a path to work your way down. A survivalist might know the best route, which we don't really have, but you know what, Charles? Give it your all, man. Give it your all. No. Oh no, Charles takes a misstep and slides down into the abyss. With a lucky grab of a ledge, Charles' life is spared. The crew gets the wounded Charles back to the surface to treat the wounds. Sadly, the gear for exploring the cave is lost in the process. So because of that, we lost a point of resolve. Not great, but not the worst thing either. The crew finds some materials that can be used to create some helpful gear and tools. The Mira material can also be studied. Amelia, have a look at it. Success! Amelia has a stroke of inspiration and now on how to use those coconuts in just the right way. The result is some valuable experience and an excellent tool. Your next challenge will be much easier thanks to a single-use tool. So we picked one up. Nice. Let's see. What an amazing find! In the deep of the jungle, you find the elusive 100-year fruit. The low-hanging fruit takes more than 100 years to grow to this size. Surrounding the fruit is a barrel of monkeys, performing a ritual never witnessed before. It is not barrel of monkeys, it's a troop of monkeys. A troop, damn it! You're a scientist, Amelia! Alright. You can just take the fruit to safety. A naturalist might be interested in studying the monkey's ritual. Okay. So Amelia is going to study this thing. Let's see. Fascinating. Amelia observes that the monkeys know about the fruit, suggesting cultural memory in this barrel. It's not barrel of monkeys, god damn it. Just that I can understand the idea, but come on. Let's see. Once the monkeys start shaking the tree, making squishing noises and explosive gestures, Amelia starts to get anxious and rushes in and takes the fruit. The monkeys are seemingly disappointed. With the research and fruit in hand, you leave the heartbroken monkeys behind. So we've gained a lot of Huh?
It said there was a risk of losing the fruit, but they kind of let you get the best of both worlds there.
Amazingly, it was because Amelia had like 100% success chance, so there's no real point flinging the swinging the thing. I think if I tried for the other two, it might have been a risk. Oh. So because we were successful, we got a lot of study and we got the fruit, which just gives us some points, a point in insight and some renown. It doesn't have any additional effects. Okie dokie. Alright, we'll go here. The jungle seems bountiful, but hard to traverse. You could spend an extra supply to explore this deep jungle. Let's see, we can explore this deep jungle at the expense of one supply. Or we can have Charles lead the exploration as an expert at the cost of supply. So he apparently has a much better chance of it because he actually has some points in Survivalist. So let's give it a shot. The deep jungle is quite interesting. In the days spent traversing the undergrowth, you make many interesting discoveries, new plants, rainforest ecology, and even a new bird species. Enough to study and to brag about, one could say. So we gained some more... We've gained 33 study tokens, so we're going to have a lot of research after this. Okay. We have two options here. We could head up north and start actually making our way towards our actual end goal before we run out of supplies. Or we could head south, because south is a treasure might be found here, but also an epic encounter. However, if we do that, we are going to be short on supplies going north.
Well, let's see.
Well, I'm not really seeing a combat encounter, so... And the chance for more treasure is just... I'm letting my greed speak for me, aren't I?
Yes.
Hmm.
I think it wouldn't hurt. I mean, what do you lose if you do it'll be riskier later if we do the south thing.
Well, if we lose all our resolve,
Oh yeah.
or the party gets destroyed, then the game ends. Game ends and we have to start from the beginning again. But let's be honest, this is the kind of game where defeat isn't really majorly crippling.
Yes.
So you know what? Screw it. Let's try it. As you walk through the jungle, you spot a big shadow jump away further into the woods. It looked big and intimidating. That big shadow will surely make for an epic and risky encounter. So we can either run, or follow the thing. We're following.
Hey.
You start the hunt, and soon you find out what the shadow was. A Titan ape. What a magnificent and rare creature. The crew disrupts his meal, and he is not pleased about it. He quickly leaps towards Molly to deal the first blow. Molly stalwartly parries the blow, and the encounter begins. Okay, I think we got away with that because she's actually athletic as hell. Nice. Okay, so we've got our monkeys. We've got the weak monkeys, who will basically like taunting us. But here's our big guy. This ape will dominate you if he senses you are devious. Extremely tough. So deviousness is not the way we want to go here. Let's see, Amnesia Shot, the new ability that Amelia has. Let's see, no attitude with this one. But let's see, to do. Ability is blocked by crew members, yada yada. Only the first target in the line is affected. Adds a debuff that gives the target negative 15 armor, negative 20 speech defense, and negative 20 grits for one turn. Okay, not bad.
You also had a one-time use item apparently for an encounter.
Which one?
The one that you got from the coconuts.
Oh, the tool. No, that's actually like when you're spinning the wheel.
Oh, okay, so it's not for this.
No. Alright, we're gonna stab a monkey. Jab it! Jab it with the stick! I mean, to be fair, it is a giant freaking monkey. And... admittedly kind of risky there that we did a devious ability, but it did damage to everyone and now they're all angry.
Yeah.
Which is giving them a... no, it doesn't
25% power buff, it says.
See where... ah, yeah. Yes, here it is. Enraged. Decreases armor by 25%. And we've done that on the big monkey boy, so that helps us a bit. Here, rumble in the jungle. Ah yes, we're also being insulted by monkeys.
That's not the first time that's happened in a game.
No. Well, on the plus side, because of the fact that he just did his thing, he is very much basically taunting all the primates over here. We also took advantage of the fact that Amelia has one of her abilities is she actually has a area of effect heal for the party, which is always nice.
He just punched him out.
Indeed he did, because to hell with monkeys. Let's see, yes, we can only really use the actual flank and shank ability when we're actually flanking a target. Which, unfortunately, we're not really doing at the moment.
No, but you did take out an ad, and, nobody's, like, super badly hurt here.
No. See, I'm just checking around, because that whole rumble in the jungle thing gives me... Ah, that's probably what it is. He's probably he's calling in reinforcements.
Oh goodness, that's a lot of ads.
Yeah, we need to take the big guy down as quickly as possible. And because we've got the flank, not only does that do a fair bit of damage, it actually lowers their armor just down further, so... Basically, if we kill the big monkey before he manages to wreck us all, we can either the encounter will end, or we'll be able to clear up the little monkeys fairly easily. Preferably, we do this before these additional reinforcements arrive. Let's see how. Whoops! I did. That was a mistake. That was a misclick.
The misclick.
Yeah, boy. Apparently, Monkey Boy is actually immune to being terrified. Which actually makes sense because he's a giant freaking ape. Thankfully, I think his chest rumbling thing is more of a buff ability rather than an actual attack, so... You know what? We'll take it. Okay, Charles, just keep it together. They're just monkeys.
He won't.
Well, there goes one of our points of resolve. I mean, thankfully we can... Okay, we could bring him back, but... Unfortunately, we can't actually we have to go around in order to actually revive him.
You don't have flank and shank anymore, do you?
No, admittingly it has to... It's one of those abilities that has a cooldown for various turns. So he's just sort of fuming over there. I am so glad we got Amelia some actual, you know, speech defense up. But
I think the others actually can't make it over to you. Like, there's so much in the way. I'm wrong there.
Oh, we have just lost. Both because we lost all of our resolve, and because all of our party is down.
I killed your party.
Nah, it's fine. My own greed got in the way as well. Mad scientist Amelia Karowowski, Skia, or however you pronounce it, was attacked and traumatized in Wahaji Island by the amazing Titan ape. Admittedly, I feel like if I'd actually punched the thing, things might have gone differently. Oh well. Well, that's the end of that particular campaign. But as I said before, this is the kind of game where yes, you can lose fairly quickly, but at the same time, it's not. You can just jump back in really easily with a new party in order to try new things. Like for example, Molly. Heck, we actually managed to achieve her thing so that Molly can actually now start leading expeditions. So let's see. Molly's Captain Perk. Outback Cutthroats. Gain +3 collect tokens per level of rogue in your crew at the end of an expedition. Rogues and athletes gain armor reduction aura. Huh. So that's... Yeah, that's an interesting way of playing. But yeah, we might start a proper campaign another time. You still with us, or have you?
Oh yeah. No, I've been watching this entire time and thinking, and wasn't sure if you were about to hop into another.
Nah. That I think that we'll leave it there for now. We'll start a fresh campaign next time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Anytime you want to have me over again, I can probably sit in.
I'd appreciate that. I might invite you for the next Explorers thing. And I can have your assistance in picking the crew, shall we say?
Yeah. Um, Sorry if I was a little like quiet this time, but I wanted to mostly observe and let you lead this.
It's fine. Honestly, if you're more honestly, I'm happy to invite you in, but if you're, I know for a fact that you're a fan of me doing videos like this. If you're more comfortable with me just doing the video and more content just watching rather than being a part of it.
It's not like comfort, it's like do you want me to get into heavy banter and overtake things and distract, or do you want me to be a listener and watch?
Hmm.
Because I can do a bit of either.
Well, I do. Well, if me inviting you was more for banter, but yeah, well,
Yeah, then I can definitely next time I could make a lot more banter. But this is really fun to watch.
fair enough. But anyway, until next time, I am Bright Ops,
And I'm Weapons.
and we look forward to hearing from you next time. Wait, I already said that, didn't I? Ugh. Oh well. See ya.
Bye.